world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high app limits, low holds, exceptional customer service, and more. Whether you're betting with the home team or scouting the next big matchup, take your swing with the Circa Sports app. Start betting like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. That's circasports.com. Plumbing emergency? Plumbers 911 connects you with licensed, highly trained, background-checked contractors for any plumbing issue. Leak detection, water heaters, sump pumps, repiping, and more. Phones are open 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911, where they do it right the first time.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
All Cubs, triples, and saves are sponsored by Great Lakes Credit Union, Chicago's credit union. Join GLCU's mission of banking for a greater good at glcu.org. Cubs hosting Milwaukee, game one of a doubleheader. Time to check on who's hot and cold, sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency, call the professionals. Available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. Nico Horner's hitting .346 over his last 7 games, while Kyle Tucker is batting .120 over his last 7. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. It is time now to take a look at the injury report sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. Visit IBJI.com for locations and services. The Cubs are relatively healthy, but some roster moves prior to the start of this doubleheader. Right-hander Javier Assad optioned to AAA. Lefty Luke Little recalled from Iowa. And right-hander Gavin Hollowell will be the 27th man today. Coming up, the all-star left-hander next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Every strikeout and home run is heard right here on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Coom here. Let me tell you one of the things I really like about Yingling. They brew a beer for everyone's taste. From their traditional lager to light lager, flight, golden pilsner, and even a black and tan, there's something for every kind of beer drinker. So whether you're firing up the grill, watching a game, or at the golf course, there's a Yingling that fits the moment. Take a look at the lineup next time you're out. You might just find a new favorite. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America, official beer of the Cubs Radio Network, DG Yingling & Sons, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
The Score is where Chicago comes to talk Bears, with Ben Johnson now at the helm. Will the Bears meet expectations in 2025? Listen to The Score and find out.
Their coverage units had better get better in a hurry.
Luther Burden, who really had some solid body awareness. I think that says a lot about the skill set.
I expect Caleb to come out and play good. It might not look right until November.
Our chosen team of experts are getting you ready for the start of the Bears season on Chicago's Sports Radio 670 The Score, where Chicago comes to talk Bears football.
Surround yourself in color with Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. Rich, durable, and effortlessly beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Today's Tito's Handmade Vodka Canine of the game is Otto, a 1.5-year-old Cavapoo. If the Northside team strikes out 9 players, Tito's will make a $100 donation to Anti-Cruelty Chicago. As we approach the top of the hour, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Your headquarters for Cubs Talk, it's the Mullen Haw Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Cubs Brewers at Wrigley Field, game one of a doubleheader. This is the Cubs Radio pregame show driven by your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Buick and GMC dealers. In our Cubs conversation, I asked all-star left-hander Matthew Boyd to put this series against Milwaukee into perspective.
This sounds cliche, but...
And it'll be Sweeney backpedaling, and he can't make the play. And there goes the no-hitter.
Rolling, does it go fair? Yes, it does. That's a fair ball.
Oh, she's giving it to him. They're up 6-1 in the 8th. She's giving it to him and making him like it.
Doing the pop-up dance, and he dropped it. You don't see that very often.
Abrams is going to think about going to third. The throw too high there. Abrams dives back in. Tag applied this time by Riley. What just happened?
change what the Chicago Cubs focus is on any day. And like I said, that sounds cliche, and it's not the answer probably that a lot of people want to hear, but that's really what it comes down to, because that's what's going to elevate us to where we ultimately want to end up.
And this is the nature of baseball. You're going to go through these periods where sometimes things aren't going your way and kind of have to scuffle through it. What's it like as you're going through it?
I think it only becomes frustrating when you let it. And that, again, and then it's, but what the reality is that, like, their success shouldn't determine our success. We want to play the best version of our ball club every year, and if they're doing something that is borderline historical, it shouldn't determine how we feel. It shouldn't frustrate us, right? If you want to get into life and talk about that and envy and jealousy and whatnot, like that's going to get us nowhere, because the reality of the matter is when September 30th comes around, what you did at this point of year doesn't matter. We could win 120 games and set the all-time record, and it means nothing. You can sneak into the playoffs, and it means nothing, right? So the goal is to be the best version of ourselves today. We will stack as many of those days as we can. We try to get better in every single margin that we can. And when it all comes down to it, like, we'll see where I think that a symptom of that is going to be right where we want to be. Can't control what other people do, can't control what other teams do, but we all know those things, and the goal is to take care of business today. It'd be awesome to take care of business the next 5 games. That would be really, really special. Again, that's not lost on us, but we got to be the best version of ourselves today, because this is the most important game, this 121, and we'll take care of the next one when that time comes.
Matthew, thank you so much.
Of course.
Words of wisdom from Cubs left-hander Matthew Boyd. The 50-50 raffle is featuring a new mega jackpot. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador here at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning of each game, now through the end of Thursday's game against the Brewers. Coming up, the Manager Show next on The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for every pitch of Cubs baseball. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
There's nothing better than watching the game live. And with Xfinity Sports and News TV, you can stream over 50 live channels for $150 less than YouTube TV per year. From game time to prime time. It's the local channels you love, the news channels you need, and the sports channels you can't live without. History-making moments aren't going to wait for you, and replays never do it justice. So get Xfinity Sports and News TV today for all the live action you could want. Plus, you can save even more with Peacock Premium. A $7.99 a month value included at no extra cost. Xfinity Sports and News TV. The live TV you love with savings you'll love even more. To learn more, go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Savings compares Xfinity Sports and News TV at $70 per month to YouTube TV at $82.99 per month.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed...
We've got to make sure we set ourselves up to be the best team we can over the next 39 games. That this series does not determine our season. The next 39 games and getting in the playoffs is what determines our season.
And there's cliches, and there's a reason why they're cliche, but they're also right. When you talk
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
2 locations, 1 truck headquarters. We're kicking off huge savings at both Alpaca locations. Alpaca Ford Royal Palm Beach and Alpaca Ford West Palm Beach. Shop over 1,000 trucks, including Super Duties and F-150s. 3.9% financing available. You can't pass on these deals. Rush to alpacafordtrucks.com and score a great deal today.
¿No hablas inglés? No hay problema. Tenemos personal de ventas que habla español con fluidez en ambas ubicaciones.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans, and while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table, and once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Enjoying Mets Beagle.
And you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many wedding gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green. You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Baseball at Wrigley Field. Cubs, Brewers, Pat, Ron, next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
A brain tumor, a stroke, a condition threatening who you are. At Loyola Medicine, our nationally ranked neurology team maps every move to protect speech, mobility, and identity. Because saving lives also means preserving what makes you, you. At Loyola Medicine, tough is what we do and who we are. Visit loyolamedicine.org/tough.
When only the best will do, choose Regal Select from Benjamin Moore. With rich color, smooth coverage, and unbeatable durability, Benjamin Moore is paint that performs. Stains wipe away easily, and the finish stays beautiful for years to come. Available in 3,500 colors.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Well, this is the most famous jersey in baseball, right? The Yankee pinstripes, the interlocking NY, and the Midnight Navy. I was a Yankee fan growing up my whole life, diehard, and became a free agent after 7 years with the Rockies, and I wanted to be a Yankee so bad. Putting this jersey on for a headshot for the first time, it felt different than any other shirt I'd ever put on in my career.
Got to get yourself ready.
Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that?
What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's a good,
but it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
05. The Cubs begin the series 8 games behind Milwaukee, but they have 5 cracks at them in these next 4 days. The starting pitchers for Game 1, right-handers. It'll be Cade Horton, the rookie right-hander, starting for the Cubs against Freddie Peralta, the winningest pitcher in the National League, with a record of 14-5. Cade Horton off to a very good start in his young big league career as he brings a 7-3 record into the game. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for today's game. Taking a look at Milwaukee, leading off and playing second base, Bryce Terang. Caleb Durbin batting second and playing third base. William Contreras, the designated hitter. Christian Yelich batting cleanup and playing in left. Andrew Vaughn at first base. Vaughn batting fifth. Blake Perkins in center. Sal Frelick is batting seventh and playing right field. Danny Jansen catching, and Joey Ortiz batting ninth and playing shortstop. Cubs take the field. Let's take a timeout. Back with the Cubs lineup and the first pitch of a day-night doubleheader. Full day of baseball coming your way right after this on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
If you're looking for a community that's growing, yet still has that small town charm, look to the village of New Lennox. With top-ranked Lincoln Way High Schools, first-rate health care at Silver Cross Hospital, and a high quality of life, New Lennox is hard to beat. In their family-friendly village commons, the community comes together for traditions such as concerts, movie nights, festivals, holidays, and more. New Lennox is a hometown with pride and possibilities. New Lennox, nothing short of extraordinary.
FinishingChicago.com for the industry's best drywall finishing, wall covering, glass systems, signage, and painting contractors. Rely on FinishingChicago.com.
It's game time. Time to crack open a Yingling. After 196 years, the wait is over. Yingling is finally available here in Illinois. Look for it at your favorite bar or store. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. And welcome back, partner.
Nice to be back. Very exciting run. Big doubleheader.
It is, Wrigley Field, Milwaukee in town. We're going to have a packed week of baseball here. And what a way to kick it off with a double dip here on Monday.
Starting lineups brought to you by Verizon, the most reliable 5G in Chicago. We'll get to the Cubs lineup as we have time. We are ready for baseball as Bryce Terang steps into the box. Left-handed batting second baseman. The rookie right-hander Cade Horton ready to go to work. Lights have been turned on early in the afternoon. The first pitch of the doubleheader is outside, and away we go. Here we go with the Cubs lineup. Michael Busch leads off at first base. Kyle Tucker in right. Seiya Suzuki, the designated hitter. There's a strike, 1-1. Pete Crow Armstrong in center. Pete batting cleanup. Carson Kelly catching. Batting sixth, the rookie Owen Casey in left field. This pitch is outside, 2-1. Nico Horner, the starting shortstop, batting seventh. Willie Castro at second base. And batting ninth and playing third base, Matt Shaw. There's a fastball strike, so there you have the lineups. Game time temperature 80. Nice summer day here at Wrigley. And now Horton going to work 2-2 on the leadoff man, Bryce Terang. And here it comes. Swing and a miss, and that's the way the doubleheader begins. Ron, as you think about Cade Horton facing these Brewers today, what's on your mind?
Well, if he can continue to throw that fastball and throw it over the plate and then move it around just a little bit. He's got such a good fastball with, that great cutting action. That is good. His MO here is of late, and why he's been so good is it's his aggressiveness in the strike zone early in the count to get ahead in the count.
Caleb Durbin will take a strike. Durbin, a right-handed batter, hitting .252, slightly open stance. Just underway Horton coming back. Strike 2 call. Stu Shorewater is calling balls and strikes. The other umpires, Brock Ballou at first, Jordan Baker, the second base arbiter, and Dan Bellino, the crew chief, at third. Check swing on a low outside bender, 1-2. Horton does not appear uptight. In fact, that's one of the things we've been very impressed with him by, Ron, his calmness despite being a rookie. Here's the 1-2, bounce to third, slowly hit and foul. But you watch him pitch and you don't feel like you're watching an inexperienced, nervous rookie.
Yeah, I would agree. His mound presence is great. His competitiveness might even be better. And his ability as the season has progressed. Now, this is the league understanding what his pitches are. As the scouting reports come in for these teams, he's getting better. And that's impressive for a young guy. And he's been very good over the last month pitching for the Cubs. It's been fun to watch him progress here in his early part of his big league career.
His last outing was in Toronto. He beat the Blue Jays. Here's a liner foul down the left field line. We are just underway. No score. Top of the first. 1 away. But against Toronto, he went 5 2/3. The Cubs won the game 4-1. He allowed just 1 hit and 1 earned run. He struck out 8 and walked a couple. It was a sparkling outing in front of over 40,000 in Canada. Here's the pitch. Check swing, foul back, 1-2. Well, whenever you're in second place, Ron, you want to play the team ahead of you. That's your quickest and most effective way to make up ground. You don't have to worry about any other games.
That's right. And the Cubs can get on track here in this series and do something, in this series against Milwaukee. That definitely gets you back in it.
Fly ball to center. Going back is Crow Armstrong with plenty of room. Makes the catch. 2 quick outs. First inning, no score. And it brings up William Contreras.
First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors Incorporated. Now, as I got here earlier today, you're kind of getting the feel for what the ballpark's going to play like. Very little wind. What wind we did have during batting practice was blowing out to left field. It's going to be a very good day to hit here at Wrigley at 80 degrees, as you said.
Contreras, the designated hitter for Game 1. Undoubtedly, he'll catch Game 2. Right-handed batter hitting .263. Takes a low and away ball 2. Contreras, in yesterday's game, the game in which Milwaukee saw their lengthy 14-game winning streak come to an end in Cincinnati, this guy actually hit a 2-run homer in the 9th inning to give them a 2-1 lead. Breaking ball is outside, 3-0, but their bullpen allowed the tying run in the bottom of the 9th and the run that allowed the Reds to snap the string in the 10th inning. There is a strike 3-1, but they have been on an amazing roll, talking about Milwaukee.
Yeah, they really have. Different guys doing it night after night, as you were saying. Contreras, Vaughn, Yelich, you just go around their lineup, have all been major contributors.
Fastball, strike 2 call. It was surprising that Contreras was not more aggressive on that 3-1 pitch. How about you?
Agree. Yeah, that was a fastball right down the middle.
Here comes the payoff. Bouncing ball wide of third. Glove by Shaw. Moving to his left. Sets the feet. Throws him out. 1, 2, 3 for Cade Horton. Cubs off to a good start. Now the offense will go to work in the bottom of the first. No score. Cubs and Brewers. Game 1.
The beauty of this jersey is the field texture, the thin, the stitching is heavy, so you kind of feel that jersey that was very heavy. Check it out, the last name and the number, they have a little glitter on them, so they kind of stack up. It just feels right. I had some really cool cleats to go with it. The way it gets dirty when you slide, it just kind of like rubs off on that glitter. It's really, really cool.
live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Save time every time for a great haircut. Just download the Great Clips app or check in online at greatclips.com. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Michael Busch to lead it off. Cubs leadoff man brought to you by Benny's Beverage Depot. Freddie Peralta, the right-hander, going to work. And Michael Busch fouls it away. No score, bottom of the first. Benny's sponsors the leadoff man. If Busch gets a base hit, Benny's Beverage Depot donates $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. There is strike two. This is the fourth different start that Peralta has made against the Cubs this season, Ron, as Busch backs away. If you were in that Cubs lineup, we'll get your thoughts on how you would approach your at-bats against him as the pitch on the way is low and in, 1-2.
Peralta's one of those guys that you have to watch him pitch as the game progresses too, because there are times we've seen him be a little erratic and not have command.
Outside 2-2.
Now, this is one of the elite pitchers now I'm talking about. This guy is great arm. Fastball, changeup is an excellent pitch, good curveball. But there are times he can be erratic around the zone and not in the zone. And if he's got good command in the zone, then you better be ready to hit early in the at-bat.
Busch fouls this one away. We saw him in late July, and Michael Busch hit the very first pitch that he saw in the game. He was batting leadoff. He homered to right, and that kind of set the tone. Pete Crow Armstrong had an RBI double. Here's a swing and a drive toward left. Going back is Yelich with room near the track, makes the catch. Busch got a good piece of that, but Yelich caught it about a step away from the warning track. The big blow run, and you brought this up the other day, Moises Ballesteros had a clutch 3-run double to left center, and that was the big blow of the game.
It really was. To me, in that ball game, the thing the Cubs offense did so well, and that's the last game he has struggled. He has had two good starts since. The extending of the at-bats throughout that game while Peralta was in the game was outstanding, and they ran his pitch count up high early in that ball game, and he was, pitch count was way up there when he came out of the game after 4 innings.
4+ innings, 5 hits allowed. He gave up 5 earned runs, and the Cubs beat him in that ball game. But Peralta has the most wins of any pitcher in the National League with 14. No other National League pitcher has more than 12. Swinging a foul back by Tucker. Tucker, one of the few Cubs that's done well against Peralta. He's 5 for 8 lifetime against him. Tucker's average at .263. No score, bottom of the first. Swinging a big chop slowly up along first. Fair, fielded by Vaughn. Steps on the bag, and that's out number 2. Tucker bounces out, and the batter is Seiya Suzuki.
Peralta with a big arm, as we've talked about, and, good fastball, excellent change. He's going to pitch into the mid-90s today. Speed gun is always powered by Xfinity. Got seriously powerful Wi-Fi. The Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
Defense straight away for Suzuki. He's 31 years old today. Seiya celebrating a birthday. Let's see if he can really celebrate by having a big day at the plate. Something tells me that would be more than a big cake with a bunch of candles on it.
That's the best birthday present ever. Blasting a couple homers and winning a ball game.
There is a strike, 1-1. Now, Suzuki, one of many Cubs that has not done very much against Peralta. Seiya just 2 for 21 against him. And he will take a breaking ball away, 2-1. 2 of the other guys who have struggled against him are not in the lineup. Ian Happ and Dansby Swanson. Now the 2-1 from the right-hander. Seiya swings and misses. He got fooled on a breaking ball, 2-2.
Pat, before we go too far into the ball game, I know you and I were talking right before the first pitch. Matt Spiegel, one of our partners and Score has a show on the Score, but also works in our booth on occasion, subbing in. Sing the anthem today, and an outstanding job by Matty.
Fastball up and in. I thought it was one of the best renditions we've heard all year long from anybody.
Yeah, outstanding job by Matt Spiegel. So congrats, Matty. When you're not a singer, you get nervous for other people singing. He killed it. So absolutely, congratulations to Matt Spiegel. Great job today, buddy.
Suzuki will line one into left center field, a base hit. Suzuki with a 2-out single. The center fielder Perkins gets it back in. Happy birthday to Cy Young.
That's a happy birthday to me.
And here's Pete Crow Armstrong. No score, bottom of the first, 2 down. Matt Spiegel, he had his own private guitar player, Kurt Morrison, who also did an excellent job.
Absolutely.
And the pitch on the way to Pete. Fly ball to shallow center. Perkins is there. He's going to make the catch to end the inning. Neither team scores in the first. We go to inning number 2. Cubs and Brewers on the Score, and the Southwest Airlines Cubs.
Can give your home a beautiful design without compromising on durability and protection. They also know how important it is to support your hometown and root for the home team. That's why James Hardy is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
You deserve a car that thrills you. And Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today.
Cubs and Brewers scoreless, top of the second inning here at Wrigley Field. The second inning is brought to you by Sea Glass Wines, official partner of the Cubs, bringing the California coast to you wherever you are. Pat?
Second inning, Christian Yelich will lead it off. Left-handed batter with lots of power. Power has been missing for several years, but he's got it back now. 25 home runs. He's driven in 86. Left-handed batter takes a fastball low. In fact, his number is very similar to Suzuki in the power. Suzuki 27 homers and 86 RBIs. Yelich 25 and 86. Outside 2 and 1. Yelich also one of the best base runners in the game when he gets on. Cade Horton comes back. Swinging a foul off to the left out of play, 2 and 2.
I think for Yelich, he had that issue with his kneecap where he fouled the ball off. Then he had some back issues. And just, for a good 2 or 3 year period, he just struggled being, he played a lot of games, but just struggled being healthy.
Strike 3 called. Yelich caught looking. Yelich not crazy about the call that Stu Sherwater made. It's not a real angry looking argument, but he did not like the call. That was pretty obvious.
Excellent pitch.
It's a good pitch.
He'll go back and take a peek, on the video and realize that was an excellent pitch. It's a pitcher's pitch, but a good pitch by Cade Horton.
Andrew Vaughn will take inside for a ball. Vaughn acquired from the White Sox, and he has made a major contribution to Milwaukee. Lots of big hits, game-winning hits, and home runs. His season average, 242.
But he was hitting over 200 with the White Sox, and he has, as you're pointing out, exploded for Milwaukee.
They actually, thinking of the White Sox, they actually sent him to the minor leagues.
Yeah.
That's how badly he was struggling.
189 he was hitting for the White Sox, Pat.
Now the 2-1 fastball strike.
327 for these guys. Sorry. Yep.
It's like a brand new ball player. And sometimes that happens. You get a change of scenery. You get off to a good start. You get confidence going. You're on a winning team. You've got that atmosphere, that winning atmosphere that you're part of. It's all part of it. And now the 2-2 from Cade Horton. Swinging a line drive, base hit into left center. Over to pick it up is Herb Armstrong. It's a one-out single for Andrew Vaughn, and the batter is Blake Perkins.
Just a little breaking ball. It's up in the zone, hangs, and Vaughn right on time with it. You know, Cubs kind of lucky that it's just a line drive base hit. That ball, if he waits one click longer on that pitch, that ball ends up going into the left field bleachers instead of a line drive through the diamond.
Perkins hitting .263, left-handed batter. Shallow at third is Shaw. Perkins takes a strike. 80-degree game time temperature brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Your trusted local experts, Four Seasons. And the 0-1 to Perkins. Showing bunt, taking a strike. He saw the third baseman Shaw playing back, squared as if to lay down a bunt. He's not sacrificing in a spot like this, and he let it go. Now it's 0-2. Vaughn a short lead at first. The pitch by Horton, swing and a miss. Strike three, and that's strikeout number 3 already for Cade Horton. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers. Brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. 2 down, a man at first, no score, second inning. The batter, Sal Frelick.
By high curveball, and this ball starts out well up out of the zone, but great downward tilt on the curve, and it catches the top of the zone. Perkins swings right through it.
Frelick lines one into right, a base hit. Stopping at second is Vaughn. Out of the range of Castro. Willie playing second base. Ball hit so hard he didn't really have time to get his body ready to try to make a dive. That's when you know a ball is hard hit, when you don't have time to dive.
Yeah, that ball was scorched through the infield. A fastball in the middle of the plate at the knees to Frelick.
First and second, 2 down. Danny Jansen, right-handed batting catcher, hitting .205. Horton's pitch, fastball inside, ball 1. These two teams have split their 8 games, 4-4, and they've split in both parks. Here comes the 1-0, in there for a strike. Cubs are done playing at American Family Field, where they were both 3-3 in the competition. This day and night doubleheader because of a rainout back in June here at Wrigley. They played a 2-game series here. Here's a swing and a foul at the plate. And they split the 2 here. A ball and 2 strikes on Danny Jansen. Not too many empty seats as we look around. And now the stretch and the 1-2 from the right-hander Cade Horton. Off the inside corner, 2-2.
A little inside breaking ball. Tried to get it to come in that front door hook to try to get strike 3, but it just stayed inside. Jansen didn't chase it.
Horton with a light blue colored glove, set and fires. Inside, 3-2. Traveling time for Vaughn at second and Frelick at first.
Danny Jansen from Elmhurst, Illinois.
I'm sure his relatives have some mixed feelings about this series. And the 3-2. Drilled to deep left field. That's trouble going back and making the catch is Owen Casey. Nice play by Owen. He ran over and then veered back, never gave up on the ball, and made a nice one-handed catch. It's always a challenge, Ron, when your first play of the day really makes you work.
Today the world smiles Celebra tú también con Betcris.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you gotta stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car, and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
Well, we had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "Mrs. Met, call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
Never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Illinois. T's and C's apply.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, a leader in comprehensive orthopedic care. Visit ibji.com for locations.
Cubs in their home white uniforms, familiar blue pinstripes all over, white shirts and trousers, blue hats, helmets, numbers, sleeves and socks. Freddie Peralta's pitch to Carson Kelly, popped up right side foul. Might be playable for Vaughn. It is playable, and he's got it. Foul territory in front of the first base dugout, out number one. Brewers in their traveling unis. Navy blue and gold are the predominant colors. Navy blue shirts and sleeves. Gray trousers. Gold shoes, at least for Freddie Peralta gold. Gold numbers on their backs. Owen Casey batting. One away with nobody on, second inning.
Owen Casey's first time here hitting at Wrigley Field.
Big moment.
Absolutely, after a great catch and left.
Check swing. It's going to be a strike. Third base umpire Dan Bellino made the call, ruling that Casey swung too far. And he did. Bellino, the crew chief, Chicagoland native. Here comes the 0-2 to Owen Casey. Peralta missing upstairs.
I take that back, Pat. He pinch hit yesterday in the ball game, so he did get an at-bat here at Wrigley. Let's see if this one will be better. Let's see him launch when he's hanging change-ups from Peralta.
Fastball a little bit low. Peralta made the All-Star team. 2-2 on Owen.
I wouldn't take that one again.
And the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Think about Casey run. His first big league game was against Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
And now his second is against one of the best pitchers in baseball right now, Freddie Peralta. He's getting a true taste of the big leagues immediately.
Yeah, there's no cakewalk with the first two guys you're going to see. It's you're seeing two guys that are at the elite level in our game.
Nico Horner takes a strike. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. On the field or the walls of your home, the right team and colors make all the difference. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs, Benjamin Moore. Outfield straight away against Nico. You got to play him straight away. He sprays it all over the place. Nico lays off and takes high. Defensive alignment sponsored by Fitzgerald Equipment. Material handling handled Learn more at FitzgeraldEquipment.com. Nico bounces one to first. Fielded by Vaughn. Steps on the bag. Inning over. Cubs go in order. It's on to inning number 3. 0-0 game on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
Batting six now for Detroit. Number
40. Top of the third at Wrigley Field. Cubs and Brewers are scoreless. It's currently 79 degrees and partly cloudy. A light wind blowing from right to left. Time and temperature sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Bet like the pros and download the Circa Sports app today. Pat?
All right, Zach. Zach will be along in the 5th inning to work with Ron Coomer. 0-0 game after 2. Joey Ortiz, right-handed batting shortstop, takes a strike from Cade Horton. And the next pitch, strike 2 called. You got a couple of aggressive starting pitchers today, Ron. They're not going to be walking a lot of people.
No, they are both on the attack with strikes early in the at-bats.
Pop fly on the infield. Should be an easy play for Horner at short. It's out number 1. And Ron, you played in the big leagues for a long time. You can sense certain trends that begin very early in a game. And if both guys are throwing strikes, are you going to start seeing more aggressive at-bats?
You better, unless you want to walk to the dugout after your AB. I'd be swinging.
There is a fastball strike to Bryce Terang.
Both guys with the stuff they have, if you continue to hit 0-2, 1-2, you're going to do nothing. So you have to try to put the ball in play early.
Swing and a miss by Terang, 0-2.
Our reviews of this game are sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Cade Horton fires 0-2. Fastball up and away. First of a 5-game series. Boy, you don't see many 5-gamers, Ron.
No.
4, yes, but the rainout necessitating a 5th game. Swinging a deep drive to left. Going back is Casey at the wall. It's a home run. Bryce Terang, an opposite field home run. And Milwaukee has taken a 1-0 lead. And you talked about the wind blowing straight out to left. We saw evidence right there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the wind has been on and off throughout the day, but not blowing hard at any time. The wind now has picked up a little bit, blowing out towards that left field wall, and Terang hit that ball. That ball was well struck for an opposite field home run over the well in left field. That ball was hit a long way.
Caleb Durbin pops it up foul and out of play. Terang hitting with a little more power these days. That's 13 home runs for Terang. 59 runs batted in. And Milwaukee scores first. Durbin checks on a low outside curve.
We're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Swinging a foul back, but I was thinking about a 5-game series and how unique that is. If you're a position player, Ron, you're going to see probably every single guy in the bullpen at some point during the 5 games. And you'll see, well, you're going to see most of their starters except for the guy who pitched yesterday.
Right.
That would be Jose Quintana from Milwaukee and Javier Assad for the Cubs. They will not pitch in this series, but you'll see everyone else. Here's a chopper foul toward third, and the count 1-2. But that's the uniqueness of a 5-game series.
You'll get real familiar with probably less than a handful of bullpen guys on each team that, depending on how the game goes, they're going to be in the game quite a bit. So you will know exactly what they've got.
Check swing foul back by Durbin.
And then the other thing is, I always felt like when you play a team like this, 4 games, but 5 for sure. Tensions get a little high when you start playing this many games against the same team.
Here's the swing and a line drive down the left field line. It's a base hit. Bouncing off the sidewall, chasing it down is Casey. Stopping at second with a double is Caleb Durbin. So after 1 down in the inning, Terang homers, and now Durbin doubles. And the batter is William Contreras.
Boy, and this is one for the Cubs to kind of put in the memory banks here. And now Horton, they're going out to see Horton. Craig Counsell, Nick Frangella, the Cubs trainer, going out to see him. They're looking at his hand. That's got to be a blister issue, is what that's got to be. I'm sure of that. That is not good for the Cubs if that's the case for Horton.
Just saw a replay of Horton looking down at his fingers. He's going to try to stay in. He's going to throw a pitch or two. Craig Counsell right there watching intently. He wants to stay in. That's a given. Yep. And he will stay in. And Nick Frangella talking with the home plate umpire Stu Sherwater. You don't often see a trainer engaged in conversation with an umpire in the middle of a game, but that's what we see.
Yeah, I wonder, because trainers, there's all kinds of different compounds and things you try to use to toughen that skin up to help the blister, and there's trainers all through the league have used different things throughout the years. And I'm wondering if that's part of the conversation, whether what you can and can't use that will affect the game itself right now. So we'll see how this progresses.
Ready for the resumption of play. William Contreras takes a strike. 1-0 Milwaukee, third inning. 1 away with a man at second base. Contreras bounced out to third in the first inning. Right-handed batter. Younger brother of Wilson Contreras, former Cub, now with the Cardinals. Inside 1-1.
Keeping an eye on the Cubs dugout. Nick Frangella still talking with Craig Counsell about the blister issue, or what. It's either a blister or a nail issue on Horton's right hand.
Big bouncer to short. Horner will throw to first in time. Nico positioned his body, if necessary, to possibly make a throw to third, but he realized once the ball got there, he had only the play at first.
Pretty good base running by Durbin also. He goes from second to third on this ball, hit right too short. As soon as his ball is chopped down and goes up, Durbin took off for third base, so no play to get the lead runner. Good base running, and actually a nice play by Nico.
Christian Yelich batting with a man at third and 2 down.
You mentioned his footwork. Nico's been playing second base now for years and very seldom playing short. That is not an easy play for a guy that hasn't been playing a lot of shortstop here lately to make.
Yelich struck out looking in the first. Takes low and away, 2-0. You've got a right-handed batter, Vaughn, on deck. First two pitches have not been real competitive. Let's see if he's going to work around him or go after him.
I think, Pat, there's a certain pitch that's bothering Horton with his hand.
Low and in, that's ball 3, Ron, 3-0.
I'm not quite sure what it is. The pitch, ball 2, so not last pitch before, was a changeup, and right after Horton looked at his finger. So I'm not sure what it is, but I think that's the case.
Yelich taking ball 4. You don't see many 4-pitch walks from Horton, but again, he might have just been working around the dangerous Yelich. You've got the right-hand batting Vaughn stepping in.
Yeah, Nick Frangella, I'm keeping an eye on the Cubs dugout. He is really paying close attention to Cade Horton.
Let's pause 10 for ID. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the Cubs talk you can handle on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 670 The Score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago on Odyssey Sports Station.
2 outs, 2 on. Vaughn takes outside. A run in on the home run by Terang. Milwaukee leading 1-0 in the third. Yelich a good lead at first, not running. Vaughn takes a curveball low and outside. The control of Horton not quite as sharp now, Ron.
Yeah, I'm sure this is the problem. Now Kelly's going out there. I think this is going to be the end of the day. Tommy Hotovy going out to talk to his pitcher, and I'm just, not good. And I know they want to protect Horton, and I can't blame them at all. Tommy just asked him, I'm watching him rub up the baseball, and, it's one of those things. The last thing Cade wants to have happen in this series of all series is to come out because of a blister. You're rolling along and throwing well. I know he wants the pitch. Let's see how this continues.
Home plate umpire Stu Sherwater wanders out to break up the conference. It's a big spot in this game. You got a dangerous hitter, Andrew Vaughn, up there with 2 men on, 2 down. Milwaukee already leading by a run here in the third. Vaughn had a single his first time. Takes inside. It almost hit him. It did hit him.
Yeah.
And the ball is dropped by the catcher Kelly, but it was a hit batsman, and that makes the ball dead, and the runner will have to go back to third.
What happened in the play is the ball hits Vaughn and then hits Stu Sherwater, and that was the problem. And he's unable, the ball hits him up around the neck area, so it's kind of tough to make a call when you're trying to just breathe, but that's what happened. And now here comes Counsell and Nick Frangella once again.
So let's see if Cade Horton will leave the game. Yes, he will. It's a shame, but he will walk off. And a new man coming in. It's an injury-related departure. And we'll take a timeout. Cubs pitching changes. Sponsored by James Hardy Building Products. Siding with the Cubs. Brewers 1, Cubs nothing in the third. We'll be right back with more after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Michael Bush. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
much time as he needs because the injury was the reason for the pitching change. First things first, he's going to inherit a first and third situation with 2 down. Actually, with the hit by pitch, let's correct that. The bases are now loaded with 2 down. So a very big spot in this game inherited by Drew Pomeranz, Ron.
Yeah, it's going to be, you got 2 outs. You got to make a pitch here. That last pitch thrown by Horton clipped Vaughn inside, and he took the mound. His first 2 innings were almost flawless. I mean, he was throwing the ball exceptionally well, and then all of a sudden, that blister must have been bothering him. It's either a blister or the fingernail, something like that. And then all of a sudden, he became erratic immediately. Couldn't get on top of his breaking ball to get it going back down in the zone, and you knew something was wrong, and so hopefully it's nothing terrible. But Pomeranz, as you said, will inherit a bases-loaded 2-out situation here with Perkins coming up.
Sometimes the very first batter you face as a relief pitcher might be the most important at-bat that you face all day.
Yeah, game's already 1-0. Milwaukee, you're exactly right. This could be the turning point of the game right here.
Blake Perkins due up. Perkins struck out his first time. Pomeranz has had a wonderful season. 40 games, a 1.85 ERA. And right now he just needs an out to get this inning over with. Cubs trail by a run. Bases loaded for the Brewers in the 3rd. Right-handed batting Perkins will take a strike. 0-1. The big tall left-hander ready and delivers. The pitch bounced toward third, backing up Shaw. Long throw across the diamond, and it's just in time. Let's see if the Brewers might challenge that call. Cubs are running off the field. I don't think they're going to challenge it. Inning over. Good job by Pomeranz. The Brewers get a run on the homer by Terang and nothing else. They leave 3. Middle of inning number 3. Brewers 1.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
They flipped with the glove. That was not a good idea.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice easy feed.
Oh, no, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet. Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget, and that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Willie Castro on deck for the Cubs. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Willie Castro will try to crank up a rally. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Freddie Peralta and the Brewers lead 1-0. Castro swings and fouls it back. Good cut. Willie, a native of Puerto Rico from the town of Rio Piedras. Matt Shaw on deck, and then Michael Busch. Peralta fires, breaking ball down low. Cubs have one hit so far against Peralta, a first inning single by Suzuki. He's not going to walk very many. Hard throwing right-hander fires. There's a pop fly, shallow left center, racing in Yelich. Routine play. Out number 1. Here comes Matt Shaw.
Now you're talking about the speed of Christian Yelich when he was hitting in that first inning or second inning, and you saw it there. He likes to play a very deep left field, and he likes to play over towards the line, which is very unique. I mean, there's a massive gap in left center field, but he can get away with it because of the speed that he has. He covers a lot of ground.
Matt Shaw takes a breaking ball for a strike from Freddie Peralta.
He's got to be a good 20 feet towards the line and deep compared to where any other left fielder would play.
Swinging a bouncer foul past third. Game 2 of the doubleheader tonight at 7:05. So they'll clear out the ballpark. All the fans will leave. Grounds crew and the stadium maintenance people will prepare the park for the second game, which starts at 7:05. And now the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Peralta has set down 6 in a row. That's his second strikeout of the day, and the batter is Michael Busch.
Now that's the problem. When you're facing guys like Peralta and you get a good pitch to hit early in your at-bat and you foul it off, or you hook it foul, or you don't put your ace swing on it and put it in play, and now you start getting behind, he's got a lot of weapons to get you out with.
Michael Busch fouls it away. Peralta acquired in a trade back in 2015.
Wow.
With Seattle. Changeup is low and outside for a ball. Does the name Adam Lind ring a bell?
Yeah.
He was the key guy that went from Milwaukee to Seattle in that deal.
Yeah.
Now the 1-1. Check swing foul. Peralta acquired from Seattle along with right-handed pitcher Carlos Herrera and right-hander Daniel Misaki in exchange for Adam Lind. So it was a 3-for-1 deal. And I don't know where any of those other 3 guys are.
This guy's been pitching at a high level since 2018 in the big leagues.
Fastball is high. Milwaukee back in 2020 signed him to a 5-year contract through the 24 season with club options for 25 and 26. Here's the 2-2, a swing and a foul back.
I'm going to make a prediction. They're going to pick up that option for 26 too.
I don't think there's any question about that, Ron. But they did a similar thing with the young star Jackson Chourio. Signed him to, I believe, an 8-year contract for a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money now. It may not be a lot of money then. Fastball is high, and they count 3-2.
But for a young player, you haven't made any money yet. You're still, trying to figure it out. And quite frankly, a lot of guys, you didn't have any money when you get there, and then you take that smaller contract money-wise compared to what it could be, but sure is good to have it.
Busch swings and misses. Strike 3, a slow curveball got him. And Freddie Peralta has pitched 3 shutout innings today.
We like to stay on topic here, but Squirrel.
What? Where?
Squirrel. Where? Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Whoa, that one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like he's still aggravated about being traded away. She's so excited she just threw it back. That was off the ledge, too. We can't get that down.
How do you get out, though? That's the problem. There's no exit.
All right, I got a couple packs of 1986 Topps baseball cards. Let's open them up and see who's in here. I love the bubble gum. Oh my. Tom Seaver, but with a White Sox uniform on. The franchise for the Mets. I played with him in 1983, my rookie season. I was just in awe with these guys when I saw them in spring training and got a chance to play with them. Baseball cards of memories.
Of the Chicago Cubs. Hefty, ultra-strong trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
Hefty, hefty, hefty. The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is sponsored by Club Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. This is the only day game in the majors today, Pat. In the nightcap, we do know the Brewers will have right-hander Chad Patrick on the mound. The Cubs have yet to announce their starter.
Breaking ball inside, Zach, to Sal Frelick, 1-1.
And we also have to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
That's a good point, Zach. Here comes the 1-1 set. And the next offering fouled away back near our booth and right under our broadcast location. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sal Frelick. Lefty to lefty. A little bit low for a ball. Zach, would you like to start the guesses in the attendance game?
Yeah, I'm going to go 39,500.
Nice round number. You put a lot of thought into that one, I can tell. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Frelick. Fly ball to center. Routine for Crow Armstrong. He's got it, and that's out number 1.
And Pat, the first out is brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
I'll say there are 39,893. 39,893. 1 away, nobody on. Danny Jansen, the batter, takes outside. And the next offering, swing and a miss.
Zach, did you come up with your guess?
I went 39,500.
Pitching matchups a little bit up in the air for the rest of this 5-game set. Here's a swing and a foul out of play. We do know that neither team has yet publicly announced their starters for Game 2 of today, or tonight's doubleheader. 7:05 for the nightcap. The only definite matchup would be tomorrow. Here's a bouncer foul. Tomorrow night is a 7:05 game. Matthew Boyd against Brandon Woodruff. Now there's a good matchup. Cubs have not yet named a starter for Wednesday night or Thursday, the finale. There's the 1-2 and it's outside.
Well, I can tell you, Pat, that right before the ball game, we got a text saying Chad Patrick is the probable starter for Game 2 for Milwaukee. And I don't know if we ever heard officially who was going to start Game 2 for the Cubs. I've got my thoughts on it, but until it's official, I'm not going to play manager. How's that?
Chad Patrick is a name we are not overly familiar with.
Right.
Now the 2-2 to Danny Jansen from Drew Pomeranz. Swinging a high pop fly. Foul, might be playable. Kelly coming back. Carson makes the catch. With the sun and the wind, that was not a routine play. The catcher did it very skillfully, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, nice play by Kelly as this ball comes back towards the screen, and you know, the wind blowing out to left as this ball starts coming down and decelerating. He has to go back towards left field, you know, going that way towards the Cubs third base dugout. That's where he threw his mask, and he thought he threw it way out of the way, and the wind took the ball over, but very nice play.
Swinging a foul back by Joey Ortiz.
And this fourth inning is sponsored by Wintrust, home of the exclusive Cubs debit card. Member FDIC, EHL lender.
Brewers for Wednesday night have named Jacob Mizorowski as their starter. Looper into shallow right, coming in and making the catch is Tucker. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Drew Pomeranz. Cubs need some offense as we go to the bottom of inning number 4. 1-0 Milwaukee.
As someone who grew up in the era of the twist, the locomotion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss is easily the worst of all time.
The fan did touch that ball, and that's a big whoops.
Any relation to Grant? I don't know. That guy was having a hard time figuring out what screen he was supposed to be looking at.
What a play! Alan Rodin. And hopefully he is all right.
Look at it's his eye black. That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
Be in the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. You know, we think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Wear to sports and casual wear 2020. We're more than just amazing suits.
League leaders are sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Aaron Judge leads the majors in batting average. He's hitting .333. Cal Raleigh, the home run king, with 47. Raleigh tied with Kyle Schwarber for the RBI lead, 102 for each. And Jose Caballero of the Yankees is the stolen base leader with 39. Pat?
Zach, thank you. Freddie Peralta has been a mystery so far to the Cubs. He has set down 9 of the 10 batters. The only blemish was a single by Suzuki in the first. Kyle Tucker will lead off this 4th inning. And the pitch to Kyle is a strike. Suzuki on deck, and then Crow Armstrong. It's a big crowd ready to make some noise. Peralta comes back. A roller to the right side, fielded by Vaughn. Vaughn bobbles it, but still has time to throw out Tucker. Tucker not running all that hard down the first base line. Vaughn juggled the ball. They still had plenty of time to get him. And that's out number 1.
Kyle just having some issues, in the swing, just the mechanics of his swing just breaking down, getting out and around the ball a lot. A lot of ground balls to first and second base, kind of smothering that ball over to that pull side. Just having a hard time getting through the baseball and hitting through it.
Did you ever have that exact same issue?
Yeah, all hitters go through that somewhat. It's just one of those things that you really got to work at, trying to get your hands going back towards the pitcher. As say a swings through that high heater. Right now the barrel of the bat is leading his hands out away from him, and going around the ball. He's hitting the outside of the baseball. You want to have your hands going, the barrel following your hands and hitting the inner part of the baseball and driving through the ball. We're not seeing that right now from Kyle.
Suzuki takes a strike, 1-2 on Seiya. He has the only Cubs hit so far, a sharp single into center back in the first. And the pitch, way up high and outside, 2-2. Cubs playing in their first and possibly only doubleheader of the entire season. It's their first one in 13 months. Here's the 2-2. High and outside, 3-2.
Now, as a kid, I loved the just regular old double dip on Sundays that my dad would bring me to, and we could hang out here at the ballpark all day. We don't do that anymore. We play split doubleheaders.
3-2 pitch inside. He walks in. Suzuki gets a base on balls. And here comes Pete Crow Armstrong. There comes a point, Ron, when you really do look to your best ball players in games like these. These are some of the biggest games that you will play if you're the Cubs from now until the end of the regular season. There's not a bigger 5-game stretch than these 5 right here. And you look for some of your leaders to come through.
Yep, your best players got to play big in these big games, and that's to your point. That's exactly right. You got to have some guys step up and do big things in this series.
Now, Pete has done well against Peralta, 5 for 10 lifetime. He flied out his first time. Let's see if he can get a hold of one. Check swing, that's going to be a strike. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. Pete now asking Shorewater, the umpire, if it was a strike, and I think Stu said yes, it was. Cubs trail by a run. And the 1-1. Changeup low and outside.
That was a good take by Pete to take that changeup. That's a good pitch by Peralta. Pete didn't chase.
Let's see if he gets a fastball to hit here. Vaughn holding the runner, Suzuki at first. And the 2-1. Off speed and outside. 3-1. Peralta just walked a batter. Now 3-1. If you're Pete, what are you looking for?
Fastball. Looking dead red. Peralta throws over 50% of his pitches, a very high percentage fastballs. Pete should get one here.
The pitch. Fastball low. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And now there's kind of that feeling in the Cubs third base dugout. We've got to take advantage of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I just, it's kind of surprising. As well as Peralta has thrown, then all of a sudden, kind of nibbling around the edges of the strike zone.
Chris Hook, which is a very apt name for a pitching coach. Pitchers don't like the thought of the hook, which means the hook is going to be hooking them out of the game. The baseball gods do have a great sense of humor, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I know we got to make our attendance guesses, Paulie and I. So I will go 38,700. And Mully and Haw talk Cubs baseball and Chicago sports every weekday morning from 5:30 to 10 on 670 Score and the Odyssey app. And I will be on with the boys on Friday at 8 Central Time. We will be on the West Coast. So, David, if you could send a few shots of espresso, that would be much appreciated.
Here is Carson Kelly.
Molly, a nice Danish would go good about 6 o'clock a.m.
Pitch on the way to Carson, swinging a foul off to the right and out of play. I kind of like that, what Kelly did. After back-to-back walks, he's thinking he doesn't want to fall behind in the count. I'm going to be aggressive.
Yeah, he's swinging. He got a pitch to hit, just popped it up foul. Big gap in right center field for Kelly. He does a very good job as a hitter of using the other side of the field.
This big crowd ready to make some noise. 2 men on the pitch. Inside for a ball. 1-1. Peralta at 54 pitches with one away here in the fourth inning. And the 1-1. Down low for a ball. He's a little wobbly all of a sudden, and we haven't seen that from Peralta. Not in the games I can recall, Ron.
No, the only game, in his last outing, the Cubs, he was not wobbly with his command. The Cubs just did a great job of working the at-bats, and he walked some guys in that game, but not wobble.
There's a strike, 2-2.
That one was a gift. Kelly doesn't like it. That was a fastball inside. Never did get to the corner of the strike zone, and he got the call.
That was a bad call. It is 2-2 on Carson Kelly. The runners, Suzuki at second, Crow Armstrong at first. Cubs trail 1-0. One away, bottom of the fourth. And the 2-2 from Peralta. Kelly takes outside, a breaking ball, 3-2. Got to be looking fastball here, don't you?
Yeah, it's either going to be something hard, I would think, fastball or cutter type pitch.
The fans are standing, and the pitch inside, ball 4. How about that? 3 consecutive walks from a guy that would have to be categorized as a control pitcher.
Yeah, you just don't see that. And it's not that he's missing by a lot. It's like he's trying to be a little too fine with his pitches, and the balls are just coming off the plate. The slider missing just a little down, the fastball missing a little in. Now Owen Casey could make 40,000 people really happy with a big swing.
Fastball high and away, ball 1. No activity in the bullpen just yet. The pitching coach, Hook, has already made one trip to the mound. Casey trying to come through. Bases loaded. The pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1.
Casey with 22 home runs so far this season in AAA before he get called up.
Wind is blowing toward left, and it's a good breeze. Bases loaded, the 1-1. Casey swings and misses. 1-2.
Back-to-back changeups to Casey. It's also the pitch that he struck out on in his first at-bat. He's going to see another changeup. He's got to be able to stay on this pitch in the outside corner.
Runners lead at all 3 stations, and the pitch. Fastball is high. 2-2. Peralta has made a lot of pitches in this inning. It's a hot day, 80 degrees, a little on the humid side. And the 2-2. Casey hits a roller foul toward first. Spoiled a pretty good changeup. At least he made some contact on the changeup.
Made a little bit of an adjustment and stayed on that last pitch. Borderline down, but fouled it off.
The outfield, Yelich in left, Perkins in center, Frelick in right, pretty much straight away, as the runners lead at all 3 stations. And the 2-2 outside. The count is full. The fans are standing. Love this atmosphere.
4th inning, game 1 of a doubleheader. The ballpark's rocking at Wrigley.
They're set for the 3-2. Here it comes, and Casey swings and misses, strike 3. Changeup got him, but it's out number 2, and Nico Horner due up.
Peralta, you knew he was going to go to the change as much as he could against Casey with that ball down and away. Casey coming off some of those changeups, just kind of fading away from the outside corner.
If you're Nico, first pitch, what are you looking for, Rob?
I would look dead red fastball and be on it, and I would really be kind of locked in to the right center gap.
Wind really blowing toward left, hard. And the pitch to Nico, fastball strike. That was 99 mph. This guy's a A hard thrower, always has been.
This is the hardest he's been throwing all game.
Runners lead at all three. Bouncer foul. And now it's 0-2. Corner grounded out to first his first time. He's been one of the best clutch hitters on the entire Cubs team all season long. And this situation certainly is in that clutch category. 2 down, bases loaded. Cubs trail by a run. And the pitch. Nico takes way outside. 1-2.
Nice stop by Jansen on that slider. That was in the left-handed batter's box, and he had to go out and up in front to try to back in that ball because it was going to land in the middle of the batter's box.
It missed by a wide margin. So you would doubt you'd see that one again.
I would agree. Peralta right now is feeling the fastball and the changeup. Change has been his best pitch in this inning.
The set for the 1-2. Nico hits a fly ball to right. Coming in is Frelick and making the catch to end the inning. Nico hit it sharply, but right to the right fielder to end the inning. Cubs get 3 bases on balls, but no.
Steve's company. Gotta get yourself ready.
Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that?
What
is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good. Yeah,
but it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
The clearance event is going on now at American Sale. Save up to 70% on pools, patio sets, and more. The clearance event, only at American Sale. Bring the fun home.
Cubs have a new man on the mound. They begin the top half of the 5th inning here at Wrigley Field. It's the Brewers with a 1-0 lead over the Cubs. Veteran left-hander Taylor Rogers takes over. Bryce Terang at the plate. His home run in the 3rd, putting Milwaukee ahead. The pitch shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball low. A sinking fastball from Rogers. There's a 2.17 ERA this season. 5 games with the Cubs. He has not allowed an earned run since putting on the Cubs uniform. The next pitch is a breaking ball that floats into the zone for a strike. 1-1 the count. Coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Now the 1-1 delivery. Called strike. Bottom of the zone, outside corner, a sinking fastball from Rogers. 1-2. The next pitch is chopped to first, fielded behind the bag by Bush. He steps on the cushion. Terang's retired, 1 away. The first out brought to you by Xfinity. The Wi-Fi is booming.
A good pitch. Get Terang to just roll over a little ground.
In right-handed batter. The left-hander Rogers delivers. And he floats a slider into the zone for strike. 0-1. Durbin grew up just north of here in Lake Forest. Now the 0-1. That's up high. 1-1 the count. Wind blowing from right to left. There were a lot of clouds at the start of this one, but a lot more sunshine than clouds at the moment here at the friendly confines. Temperature right around 80 degrees. High fly ball, deep left field, way back, still going. Casey looks up, and this one is gone. Durbin with a solo shot into the left center field bleachers. It's now 2-0 Milwaukee. That one went for a ride about halfway up the bleachers.
Second home run of the ball game for Milwaukee. Turang hit one in the third, an Oppo shot. And now Turang, he gets a high fastball about belt high, middle of the plate. And he crunches this one. This one hit a long way to left.
A 419-foot blast for Durbin. 2-0 Milwaukee. William Contreras pulls one foul off the netting atop the Cubs dugout along the third base line. 0-1. Pitching changes by the Cubs are sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Cade Horton started today's ball game. Here's the 0-1. And Contreras grounds it foul off to the left. He left, Horton did, in the third inning with what appeared to be some kind of finger issue on his throwing hand. Nothing officially announced just yet from the Cubs. Here's the 0-2. Called, strike three. Fastball, top of the zone on the inside edge. Contreras retired, 2 away.
Now Rogers with a little lane changer. He starts this ball inside and it comes back to the inside corner. Excellent pitch at the top of the zone. Contreras wasn't quite sure about it, but no argument from Contreras.
Now Christian Yelich digs in. And he looks at a ball low. Slider that missed, 1-0. Strikeouts by Cubs pitchers are brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Lefty-lefty matchup with Rogers on the hill, and the pitch. Yelich swings and misses at a slider, 1-1.
Yelich way out in front of that breaking ball. I would say be careful because he'll start looking for that hook.
The next pitch is low and outside. It was another breaking ball from Rogers, 2-1.
You know, good hitters, you know, you get fooled by a pitch and you know, okay, back of my mind now, I know I'm going to get that one. So you got to make good pitches with these hooks to Yelich.
Yelich looks at a strike, sinking fastball.
Yeah, he didn't even offer it that heater. To me, he's got breaking ball on the mind. Back-to-back fastballs, he might get a punch out.
The 2-2.
Oh my.
Oh man, he went with the fastball. Yeah. It looked like it clipped the outside edge, Coon.
It did. Yelich is sitting breaking ball after swinging and missing at that first one. He took that heater and it hits the corner and he just didn't get the call.
So it's ball 3, full count with Yelich at the plate. The payoff pitch, called, strike 3. Went with a third straight fastball and froze Yelich. That ends the top half of the 5th inning, but not before Durbin's home run makes it 2-0.
Sleep beautiful. Find yours at your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Tuesday, September 2nd is Deaf Inclusive Night. Fans who purchase through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs cap as Freddie Peralta's first pitch to Willie Castro is a changeup in the dirt, 1-0 the count. September 2nd, Deaf Inclusive Night. Fans who purchase through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs cap and the option to select seats in sections with an interpreter. Be here for it as Castro takes a strike, a fastball on the outside edge. Thigh high, 1-1 the count. Milwaukee with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The pitch. Castro fouls it back off the screen, 1-2.
And all opponents' pitching changes are sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader Smart Water and Commercial Restroom Solutions. Visit Sloan.com.
Castro calls time, steps out of the box. Taps his bright green shoes. Now digs back in. 1-2 the count. Peralta working on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. That's inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got to get Paul's guess in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. The maestro, Paul Zarang, who helps us splash the speakers of your radio as well as all of your smart devices. He has handed me an index card. I'll give the guess right after this pitch. The 2-2. Castro fouls it back off the screen. They'll do it again. And Paul's guess, 37,922 in the Vinny's Beverage Depot attendance game. Righty-lefty matchup as Peralta sets at the belt, works his motion, and here comes the 2-2. Castro taps it foul right at the plate. 97-mile-per-hour heater from Peralta. Matt Shaw on deck to be followed by Michael Busch. 2-0 Milwaukee here in the last of the 5th. No one out. Now the pitch. That's low. Castro has worked a full count. There's a slider that missed. Barely.
Shearwater's strike zone has been a little tight here as of late.
The payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball right at the bottom of the zone, freezing Castro one away.
Now that fastball was a good pitch. 2-seamer right down the middle. Knee high. Castro thought it might have been low. It was not. And it'll be a punch out.
So 1 down, bottom 5, Milwaukee 2, Cubs nothing. Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader, the opener of this 5-game set between these divisional rivals. The pitch to Shaw is up high, 1-0. Cubs starting the day 8 back of Milwaukee in the National League Central. But the Cubs are the top wild card team entering play. Here comes the 1-0. Shaw taps one on the ground to third. Bobbled by Durbin. Retrieves, throws to first in time to get Shaw 2 away.
Well, Durbin crashes on this ball hard. Probably didn't have to quite do that, but he does. He could have kind of got his feet set and taken a little longer hop instead of giving himself an in-between hop, charging this ball, and does bobble. It hits him in the heel of the glove, but just goes straight up, and he just keeps running right into the ball and grabs it and kind of corrals it and makes the play.
Michael Busch stands in, and he looks at a ball up high, 1-0. Brewers 2, Cubs nothing, 2 away, last of the 5th. Busch is 0 for 2, a flyout and a strikeout. Wind blowing from right to left. And the pitch. Up high, 2-0. Peralta now at 80 pitches on the afternoon. Busch waits for the 2-0. Here it comes. Ground ball foul off to the right. 2-1. He pulled the changeup. Peralta peers in, acknowledges the sign from Jansen, straightens up, he's ready. And now the 2-1. Hit in the air, left side, foul territory, giving chase. Durbin, does he have a play near the sidewall? This one's in the stands for a foul ball.
Bushy's had some good swings against Peralta. He hit one right to the wall in left in his first debut, punched out in his last at-bat, but had some good swings on some of these pitches from Peralta. So we know he hit a home run against him in Milwaukee in the very first pitch of the game, and the last time Peralta threw against the Cubs, that was leading off the ball game.
Time called by Busch. Yeah, that was the finale of that 3-game set on July 30th. Cubs won, and then the Brewers rattled off 14 consecutive wins until losing yesterday in Cincinnati. Here comes the 2-2. Call strike 3. 98-mile-per-hour heater at the bottom of the zone near the outside edge. Cubs go down in order here in the 5th. 2-0 Milwaukee after.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Point of points that future you can't use. And since your Rapid Rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward future you with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
Advanced Hair Restoration, Chicago's simple one-day hair loss solution that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. AdvancedHair.com.
Milwaukee batting in the 6th inning. They have a 2-0 lead. Solo home runs accounting for the scoring in the game. A 3rd inning opposite field home run by Bryce Terang. That was in the 3rd, and then Caleb Durbin belted one in the 5th inning to straightaway left. His pull field. Andrew Vaughn first up here in the 6th inning. Luke Little's first pitch in there for a strike. Cubs just not able to take advantage of that wind blowing straight out to left. Both of Milwaukee's homers to straightaway left. Still some baseball left in this game, though.
Yeah, this is one of the better hitting days we've had here at Wrigley Field in a while. Warm, wind blowing out.
Vaughn hits a fly ball to left, playable for Casey. Owen Casey makes the call and the catch, and that's out number 1. One away in the 6th inning. 2-0 Milwaukee leads. Blake Perkins, the batter.
Earlier today in the manager's office, I asked Craig Counsell how Little had been throwing, and he said very well in the minor leagues. He's been throwing well in AAA, getting outs, and that's the reason why he has been called back up here to the big leagues.
Perkins will take a strike. Whenever you've got a 5-game series and you've got a day-night doubleheader to begin the 5, there will be some opportunities. There's a lot of work to go around. Let's put it that way for pitchers.
Yeah, plenty of work for the bullpen, right, in a 5-game series with a doubleheader mixed in.
And these are the final regular season meetings of the year between the two teams. Here's the 0-2. Bouncer toward the middle. Glove by Castro near second. Throws to first in time. And for that reason, Ron, since you don't play the first place team after this Thursday, I think that adds a little more of intensity, or what would be the word, importance to these games.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think you're looking at a series, and you know, we've been looking at this series for quite some time. You know, we talked about it when we were in Milwaukee, and you know, and then the Milwaukee Brewers rattled off 14 straight wins, and Cubs had their struggles, and Milwaukee has put some distance between them and the Cubs. in the division.
8-game lead at the moment. Here's a breaking ball outside. Cubs able to win yesterday. Milwaukee finally lost. First time in quite some time the Cubs gained ground in a baseball day. Here's a pitch inside. It's 3-0. Sal Frelick, the batter, he has singled and flied to center. 38,971 here. Breaking ball outside, 3-0, or is that ball 4? That's ball 4.
Yeah, might have been.
Gets the two-out walk.
Yeah, might have been a good pitch. Kelly didn't catch the ball; he clanked it, and I'm not sure if he didn't see this ball real well. But when you don't catch it and it kind of clanks off you, the umpire very seldom gives you that pitch, and it'll be a walk.
2 outs and a man at first. Danny Jansen batting, right-handed hitting catcher. Takes low and inside. Jansen flied to the warning track and left and fouled out to the catcher Kelly.
And Jansen is the backup catcher for this club. You know, Contreras does most of the catching. He's got 11 home runs. They've got a lot of guys doing a lot of good on this team with Milwaukee.
I remember, as you say that, Ron, we have a meeting with Craig Counsell. We, meaning the media, the broadcasters, and you and I and Zach are always there, and the Boog Shambi and Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, sometimes Elise Menaker. We all have a meeting with Craig the first game of every road series and home series. But I remember in Milwaukee about 3 weeks ago, here's a pitch low and inside. You were talking about every guy on Milwaukee's team doing some things. His first statement to all of us in the meeting was, Milwaukee may have the best 13-man pitching staff of any team in the big leagues.
Yeah,
that was the first thing he said.
Yeah, that's pretty important, too.
Here's the pitch on the way, and it's taken inside, and Jansen gets the walk. So now 2 men on after 2 down. Walks to Frelick and Jansen. And now Tommy Hotovy out to the mound. The Cubs are still very much in this game, but they can ill afford to give up a long ball right now.
Luke Little got 2 quick outs and then, started going inside and trying to spin some breaking balls in and just kept missing that inner part of the plate. And to Milwaukee's credit, they didn't chase. And now you get 2 men on and 2 outs. And I'm sure Tommy, more so than anything else, Tommy Hotovy, the Cubs pitching coach, giving him a little pep talk like, hey, your stuff has been good. You're throwing well. Let's go back on the attack here and try to get this final out.
Cubs being out hit today 5-1. Trail 2-0. Milwaukee batting here in the 6th inning with 2 men on and 2 down. And the number 9 hitter, Joey Ortiz, at the plate. Little fires. Ortiz will take high. Ball 1.
Boy, that pitch had a lot of the strike zone and did not get called. The entire baseball's in the zone with this breaking ball. And
there comes the 1-0. That's going to be a strike.
That one did not hit the strike zone, and he got the call.
Runners take their leads. Cubs trail by 2. 6th inning, 2 down. And the 1-1 from Little. He'll bluff a move to second. He may have seen Frelick out of the corner of his eye bluffing as if he was going to try to steal third. Now we are set again. The large left-hander ready for the 1-1. A long look and the pitch time call. The batter Ortiz felt that Little was taking too much time. In fact, he did take too much time, and it's a pitch clock violation.
Yeah.
That's an automatic ball, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, Little League just kept looking in and didn't give Sherwater much. He had to call it. He was standing there.
Swinging a bouncer foul. What's on your mind on 2-2 here, Ron?
I think Little's best pitch so far has been his fastball. He's had issues with the breaking ball. I would say throw that two-seamer away and try to just run it down and away and see if you can get Ortiz to hook a ground ball.
Here's the pitch, a little dribbler toward first, rolling, fair ball, and the throw to first is wild. It goes down the right field line. A run is going to score. Around third and holding is Frelick. And Milwaukee has scored again. Little ran over, barehanded the ball. I don't think Bush even saw the throw because he was blocked out by the runner. Little tried to barehand it and make a very risky backhanded throw. It was low, and Bush, I don't think, saw the throw, and it bounced past him and rolled down the right field line. And now it is 3-0. It's a hit and an error on the pitcher, Little.
Yeah, this ball gets, that backhand toss from Little kind of crosses behind the runner and then ends up going into foul territory. Michael in fair territory has no chance of doing anything on this ball. And it just rolls down the line and down past the tarp. And Tucker has to come in to make the play, so it'll be a run. This has got to be an error on Little. And you can give him a base hit, probably an error, and a run scored. You can give an RBI to that if you wanted.
And Bryce Terang, the batter. And he'll take low and away. This started with 2 outs and nobody on. Walks to the numbers 7 and 8 hitters. And now a swinging bunt by Ortiz. He gets a hit, and the Brewers get a run on the throwing error. Outside 2-0, and this is a very big at-bat in this game. Terang already with a home run today. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball strike, 2-1.
Best breaking ball that Little has thrown so far. That one at the knees on the outside edge.
Here comes the 2-1 to Terang. And that misses high, apparently.
Boy, that's a strike. That's the same pitch as the one before. Hits the outside corner and didn't get the call.
Yep, he missed it.
Same.
And now it's 3-1. Lefty to lefty, the pitch. Called strike. Cubs trail by 3. Brewers at second and third. 2 down, a run in. And now the payoff pitch to Terang. Strike 3 called, ends the inning. The Brewers get a run on a hit, leave a pair. Middle of inning number 6, Milwaukee 3.
As someone who grew up in the era of the twist, the locomotion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss is easily the worst of all time.
The fan did touch that ball, and that's a big whoops.
Any relation to Grant? I don't know. That guy was having a hard time figuring out what screen he was supposed to be looking at.
What a play! Alan Rodin. And hopefully he is all right.
Look at it's his eye black. That's his eye black. It has been transferred from face to wall.
There's the bunt. That could be trouble as Petrie. No, Stevie dives in and beats it. Good effort by Steve Lyons.
That'll be a base hit right there. Good job. I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Did you see that? He's going to get the dirt out, and all of a sudden he unbuckled his pants and they fell down.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Trash bags resist rips, tears, and leaks. Strength that's anything but ordinary.
This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Kyle Tucker twice has grounded out in today's game. He lines one foul down the right field line. Suzuki on deck, and then Pete Crow Armstrong. Peralta at 85 pitches for the day, so he's nearing the end of his afternoon of work. Cubs with only one hit against him as Tucker fouls it away. It was a 2-out single to center in the first by Suzuki, and that's the only hit all day for the Cubs. Game 2 of the Twin Bill tonight at 7:05. The strike 2 pitch from Peralta, low to Tucker. Tucker really trying to break out of this slump. Twice has grounded out to the first baseman Vaughn today. And he will hit a ground ball to second base. Terang with a routine play, and that's going to be out number 1.
Guys, the Cubs have announced that Cade Horton left today's ball game with a blister on his right middle finger.
Ron, you noticed that immediately before we even saw him leave the game.
Yeah,
would there be one particular pitch that would cause a blister?
Well, the one thing that I saw, he threw that split change after they had already been out once to see him. He threw it and then shook his hand again. And usually that split finger, when you split your fingers on the ball, that middle finger, the inside corner of your nail,
Suzuki takes strike 2 called, 0-2.
can be that pressure point on the baseball, right? You try to tighten your fingers around the ball, split like that. And I'm guessing, it's just a guess, but somewhat of an educated one, that could be the problem.
Fly ball to right. Frelick is there to make the catch. 2 down, 6th inning. Cubs trail 3-0. And the batter, Pete Crow Armstrong. How much conversation would there be between the players in a game like this? You're facing a tough pitcher. You're all trying to share information that you may have that might give one of your teammates a little bit of an insight. How much conversation during the game is there?
I would say quite a bit. If anybody feels like they got something on Peralta, or you figure out a possible pattern that he's throwing in, or he's tipping a pitch, or just trying to get something.
Pete Crow Armstrong fouls it away.
They're definitely talked about.
Now the 1-1 to PCA, a swing and a foul back.
And let's see what's on tap here in the 6th inning, sponsored by Flight by Yingling, the next generation light beer. And Cubs need some balls in flight. Milwaukee's hit 2 out of the ballpark today, and they're up 3-0.
Cubs had a first inning single from Suzuki. That's the extent of their hitting output of the day. Now Crow Armstrong hits a fly ball into left center. It is playable for either Perkins or Yelich. Perkins makes the catch on the warning track, and that ends the inning. It's on to inning number 7. Brewers 3, Cubs 0 on the Score and the Southwest Airlines.
Let's open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
BedfordPark.com.
Caleb Durbin is on deck. Who's on deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Pat?
Caleb Durbin will lead off this 7th inning for Milwaukee and take the first pitch inside from Luke Little. Brewers on top 3-0. Out hitting the Cubs 6-1. And Durbin takes outside ball 2. As little as the Cubs have done on offense run, and it's just a single for Suzuki. That's their hit output. It's the kind of a day, and we've seen it hundreds of times in all of our years here, where it does not take much to put 4 or 5 runs on the board in a single inning with that wind blowing out.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You know, a couple swings of the bat and you're right back in a ball game.
Games have a way of turning around dramatically and stunningly in conditions like this. And now the 3-1 to Durbin. It's in there for a strike, and if you're a Cub fan, that's what you got to hope for right now. I do see some activity going on in the Milwaukee bullpen. Abner Uribe starting to throw. Does that mean Peralta is done for the day? It might.
Yeah, Peralta's at 95 pitches in the game.
Durbin takes strike 3 call. 1 away here in the 7th inning. William Contreras, the batter. 3-0 Brewers lead.
Excellent pitch by Little. That's a little backdoor cutter. Perfect pitch to get Durbin out.
Contreras is 0 for 3 as he takes a strike. Contreras has bounced to third, bounced to short, and struck out. And the next offering, swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball by Luke Little. Again, the lights have been on all day. Real thin cloud cover overhead. Fastball low and inside. Wind not blowing quite as hard right now as it has most of the day, straight to left field. 80-degree day at Wrigley. Here's the 1-2. Bounce foul. Cubs do have some guys available for Craig Counsell to use if he chooses. People like Ian Happ and Dansby Swanson, among others. 1-2 pitch outside.
Yeah, Count's giving some guys the day off today, or the morning off, I should say, the first ball game.
And the 2-2 from the big left-hander. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That ball came in, and it darted down. A lot of movement on that pitch from Luke Little, 2 down.
Well, the one thing about Little, and nothing little about him, he's a great big guy at 6'6" or so, and it gives you that three-quarter delivery, so that arm action comes from way away from where you're used to seeing, and he throws a perfect pitch down and into Contreras.
Yelich has not put the ball in play today. He has struck out twice and walked. He takes a strike here, and he says something to Stu Shorewater. Did not seem to be an angry comment. Lefty to lefty. Little fires. Inside 1-1. Yelich, the only real big home run threat in their lineup, I would say. But a lot of guys have power and capable of hitting home runs. But as far as a real, genuine slugger, Yelich is pretty much the only one.
Yep, former MVP.
Contreras can hit the long ball. Turang now has 13 home runs. Vaughn has some pop. Now the 1-2. A nubber foul over toward the Cub third base dugout. Brewers pitching has been very strong. Just looking at that rotation, you know why they've won a lot of games. There's a ball outside. Just look at who they're going to pitch in this series. They got Brandon Woodruff. He's 4-0. Jacob Mizorowski 4-1. Quinn Priester. Now there's a surprise. 11-2 for Priester for the year. Swing and a miss by Yelich. Excellent job by Luke Little. He strikes out the side. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's the Brewers 3 and the Cubs nothing. And this is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Chicago Cubs pitcher Ray Burris.
All right, Chicago fans, I need to hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hey, go Cubbies!
Great Cubs guests all season long. Rahimi and Harris, midday.
Packed with flavor, easy to cook, and perfect for any backyard cookout. Honey garlic teriyaki and savory brown sugar. There's a flavor for everyone, so put some pork on your fork. Visit simplyhatfield.com to find a Meijer near you. Hatfield, better care, better pork.
The 7th inning stretch was sponsored by the new Volvo XC90, designed for life. We are coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs. Bottom 7, Milwaukee 3, Cubs nothing. Pat?
Abner Uribe, the tall, hard-throwing right-handed reliever, is in the game after Freddie Peralta pitched 6 shutout innings of 1 hit ball today. Kelly took ball 1. Uribe sports a turquoise glove. The right-hander fires. That's down low for ball 2. Kelly fouled out and walked. The only real scoring chance for the Cubs was in the 4th inning, when Peralta walked 3 in a row to load the bags with 1 down. But he struck out Casey and retired Horner on a line out to right. That's as close as the Cubs have come to scoring. In there for a strike to Kelly, 2-1. Casey on deck, and then Horner. Uribe, the long-legged right-hander, brings it. Here's a bouncer out to short. Scooped up cleanly by Ortiz, and he throws out Kelly. 1 down. 1 away, bottom of inning number 7. And here's Owen Casey. Let's see if he can get on and start a rally. It's always frustrating when that wind is blowing hard out to left field, and nobody on the Cubs has taken advantage of it all day. Fastball away, ball 1. Casey twice struck out against Peralta. Owen still looking for his first big league hit. Fastball away, 2-0. And the next pitch, swing and a foul at the plate, 2-1. Casey trying to get on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. You get the feeling the Cubs are going to need at least 1 home run to win this game. Maybe more. And the 2-1. Fouled at the plate by Casey, 2-2. Ron, sometimes when the wind is blowing out, is it a case of the guys being almost too conscious of that wind and it's a little bit of a distraction?
I think that can happen. I do. I think today it's more of the pitchers.
Yeah.
I think Peralta was outstanding and just making it difficult on everybody to square the ball up.
2-2, line into left center field. There it is, a base hit for Owen Casey. His first in the big leagues. Big moment for Owen Casey. And now let's see if that starts a Cubs rally. First big league hit, he gets a great ovation from these fans.
That's outstanding for Owen, and I mean, he squares up a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and hits a rocket in a gap in left center, so congrats. Congrats to Owen as they're showing his family. That's a happy group down there, that's for sure.
Here is Nico Horner. Let's see if that's a spark to bigger and better things. Nico, nothing for 2. Takes a breaking ball strike. Horner has grounded out and lined out to right. The line out left the bases loaded back in the 4th. One of the key plays of the game. Nico swings and misses out in front of an off-speed pitch. Don't see Nico fooled that badly very often.
Now this guy on the bump, Uribe, he's rushing it up there around 100 miles an hour. So if you're looking either, you're cheating early and he spins a breaking ball, you're going to miss it.
Cubs now have 2 hits on the afternoon as a team and no runs. And the 0-2 to Horner. And Nico hits it foul. Nice job of protecting with 2 strikes.
Yeah, excellent job of just spoiling that breaking ball. When a guy's throwing 100 miles an hour and then he spins a breaking ball down and away close, saying you spoil a good pitch is almost, it doesn't do it justice.
Now the pitch bounced to second. Terang will go to second. They get 1, and the throw to first not in time. They do get the lead runner on the 4-6 fielder's choice. 2 down, Horner the runner at first, and the batter is Castro.
Good hustle by Nico, and we're accustomed to that. He flying down the line to beat that throw. That was the tailor-made 2-hop double play ball, and he just beat the play to first.
If Willie gets on, Matt Shaw would be the tying run. So let's see if Castro can keep the inning alive. Batting left-handed against Uribe. First pitch outside. Again, Uribe with that turquoise glove, navy blue shirt, gray trousers. The turquoise really stands out. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
For some reason, I think you would like to have had a turquoise glove, wouldn't you?
Still would.
There you go.
Now the 1-1. It's outside for a ball. 2-1.
Be careful what you wish for. That Scotty Paulson guy from Wilson's always around. He's a buddy of ours. You'll have one of them HOF gloves in turquoise here real soon.
A good buddy, I hope.
He is a very good buddy. Absolutely. I've known him since I was a kid.
And the 2-1. Bouncing ball to third. Short hopping it as Durbin throws to first in time. And the Cubs do not score here in the 7th inning. It's on to inning number 8. Brewers 3, Cubs none.
At your locally owned retailer. Visit BenjaminMoore.com today.
Hardest working player of the game brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. And this 8th inning is sponsored by Cars for Kids, 877 Cars for Kids. Patrick, that's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
Very good, Ron. This date in baseball history, by the way, brought to you by VillageofBedfordPark.com. Gavin Hollowell is the new right-handed pitcher for the Cubs. He just joined the team earlier today. Facing Andrew Vaughn, and the first pitch is in for a strike. Vaughn is 2 for 3. Bounces one to third, gloving it nicely. Shaw, sidearm throw to first in time. Check it. Vaughn has a single and was hit by a pitch and flied out. So now he is 1 for 3. One down in the 8th inning. 3-0 Milwaukee. And the batter is Blake Perkins. But now's the time to make history for your business in Bedford Park. The big right-hander Hollowell working on Perkins. It's inside for a ball. This date in baseball history, the Cubs tied a club record by scoring 26 runs in a game at Colorado. They scored 7 in the first against Brett Saberhagen. And if you do that against a quality pitcher, Ron, you think this might be a pretty good day for our team.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
The attendance today in the Benny's Beverage Depot attendance game, 38,971. And let's see, Ron Coomer is the winner in this guessing game for Benny's on the attendance. Perkins takes outside 3-1. Ron, you guessed 38,700. You were only off by a couple of hundred.
We need to invite some more people to the ballpark.
You were seen looking around the ticket office before the game today. And when I say lurking, I mean, you know, kind of making sure nobody saw you. You were seen.
Yeah, I was making sure my peeps got into the ballpark. I wasn't cheating like someone else I know.
Ball 4 to Perkins. Perkins is on, 1 away. 8th inning, 3-0 Milwaukee, and the batter Sal Frelick. Frelick with a single and a walk, 1 for 2.
All pitching changes in this game. They're sponsored by Northwestern Medicine. Second opinion's always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Frelick, a left-handed batter waiting. And the pitch, he takes high. Remember, the Cubs draw base on balls. Walks to Cubs batters. Sponsored by It'sNotAGameIllinois.com. Remember, a walk is free, a DUI is not. Drive sober or get pulled over. The 2-0. Instead of throw to first, quick move. Diving back in, Perkins.
Catch of the game today. That's sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Discover Weekend Getaway in Des Moines, where only the S's are silent, in case you didn't know that. Find all the fun at CatchDesMoines.com. How about the catch of the game early in the ball game by Owen Casey? The ball he caught right into the ivy. That was a great running catch to save a couple runs.
That'll be the catch of the game today. Cubs are going to have Shaw, Bush, and Tucker batting in the bottom of this 8th inning. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Hollowell. And we've reached kind of a turning point. The Cubs not hitting today really can ill afford to fall any further behind. Tommy Hodvey out to see about Hollowell. It's always easy for us up here to say, you know, you can't walk guys when you're down by 3, but you look at the flags. You're talking about a first-place team you're pitching against. It would be natural to be pitching carefully.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is lose one in the middle of the plate and watch one go flying into the seats, and that's the problem.
Right now, the Cubs are still very much in the game, and if that scenario you just mentioned would occur, it would put the Cubs in a deep, deep hole.
Cubs pitching changes today. They're sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
Now Hollowell's pitched to Danny Jansen inside. Cubs are going to have the meat of the order up in the bottom of this inning. Meat of the order presented by Chef IQ Sense. Jansen takes a strike. Or was that called a ball? 2 balls and no strikes on Jansen. That last pitch didn't look too bad. No. And the delivery. Ball 3. Meat of the order presented by Chef IQ Sense. Never under or overcook your food again. Purchase now at chefiq.com. Hollowell has walked the last 2, and the pitch. He has walked 3 in a row. It didn't miss by much.
That's a fastball inside, just missed off the inside corner.
Joey Ortiz, the batter. And Ortiz with a chance to break this game wide open. Infield back. And the pitch to Ortiz. Inside, almost hit him.
Howell just having a hard time. He's a sidearm delivery guy, and he's having a hard time getting out extended and getting that ball towards the outside part of the plate. Missing inside with all his fastballs.
Way outside, ball 2.
And there's the adjustment, right? He threw a slider and trying to get it way. Now let's see if he can find something in between those two. Boy, he'd love to throw a good pitch here and get a little two-hopper to Nico at short. 1 out in the inning, he can turn a pair.
The 2-0 pitch to Ortiz, taking a strike. Designated hitters for the Cubs, sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Book now, burn later, and skip the rush. And the 2-1. Ortiz swings and misses. What's on your mind here, Ron?
I'd stick with the fastball again. Ortiz swung at that pitch. That had to be a foot inside. That almost hit him.
Ortiz, number 9, hitting shortstop. Drove in a run with an infield hit back in the 6th inning. Bases full of Brewers. And the 2-2. Ortiz takes way outside, ball 3. Bryce Terang on deck. And the payoff pitch on the way. Fouled at the plate, will do it again. Stay tuned for the Toast of the Game ball player. It is named in the 9th inning always and presented by Ron Coomer. It's the Benny's Beverage Depot. Toast of the Game ball player coming up again next inning. And the 3-2. Ground ball right side, tough play. And a great play by Castro, but everybody is safe. Castro made a diving stop going deep into the hole on the right side, but then had no play. It's an infield single and a run scores, and it is now 4-0 with the bases still loaded in this 8th inning.
The Ortiz inside outs this ball. Castro playing up the middle. He does a very good job of getting to this ball, making a play on it, but really no chance. Ortiz runs well.
Bryce Terang, the batter. And Terang hits a line drive, base hit to right. One run is in. Everyone moves up 90. And the Brewers have scored again, and they now lead 5-0.
Now, this is one of those things when you're playing a really good team, and the Brewers are as hot as anybody in baseball. They're the hottest team in baseball by far. And you start making some mistakes or walking some guys, they're going to make you pay. And they've had some very good at-bats here in the 8th.
Still only one away. Bases loaded. First pitch to Durbin is a strike. Durbin with a double and a homer today. And Hollowell's next pitch fouled away. Brewers out hitting the Cubs 8-2. Runners take their leads. Now the next pitch. One hopper to second. Castro goes to second. They get one, and that's all as another run scores. 6-0. 4-6 on the fielder's choice. Castro playing back for the double play, did not have any play at the plate. And they get the out at second, but a run scores. 6-0.
Yeah, this is one of those plays where if you're Castro, you know, you're thinking, God, we just need a double play. We got to get out of this inning. And to your point, really, with the way he caught that ball, he had no chance of throwing home, even to force the runner out at the plate.
William Contreras, the batter, as the runner at first goes and steals second base. Durbin diving into second, even though there was no throw. He does get a steal. Brewers lead 6-0. The next pitch outside. Milwaukee bullpen getting ready. Jared Koenig, a left-hander, starts to throw. And the 1-1. And it gets away from the catcher, Kelly, and another run scores. A wild pitch, and it is 7-0. So 3 walks in the inning, and now a wild pitch. And the Brewers have scored 4 in this 8th inning. A man at third and 2 down, and the pitch to Contreras is ball 3. And now the 3-1 from the right-hander Hollowell. Inside, he walked him.
Now a little inside breaking ball. Contreras not chasing. He was up there. He was going to take until he knew he was going to get some strikes. That last pitch was a breaking ball well inside.
Nobody throwing in the Cub bullpen. The spot belongs to Hollowell.
Kelly going to go out there and make the slow walk to the mound and try to slow this game down. I don't know if the Cubs are going to try to get somebody up, but try to hit Hollowell is take a couple long, deep breaths and see if he can get out of this inning.
He's a very big man. He's 6'7", 220 pounds. Yelich becomes the 9th man to bat in the inning. Brewers have turned a 3-0 lead into a 7-0 advantage with 2 outs and men at first and third. And the pitch to Yelich is down low. Yelich has not put the ball in play today. He has struck out 3 times and walked. Yelich hits a sharp ground ball toward the middle. Castro backhands, throws to first to end the inning. But the Brewers score 4 and open it up to a large lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Milwaukee 7.
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm gonna do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
at Niles. More than just suits, casual wear, sportswear, and more. Suits 2020, the latest fashions at the lowest prices.
In the majors today, Cubs and Brewers. And over Players Weekend, players bring their stories to life through personalized bats, cleats, and more. You can bring a piece of the action home by entering the Players Weekend sweepstakes for a chance to win a one-of-a-kind replica bat from the weekend. No purchase necessary. Visit MLB.com/Players Weekend Sweepstakes for full details. Pat?
And Zach, as you read that, we'd like to remind our listeners to stay tuned for the Verizon Cubs radio postgame show with Zach Zaidman. Matt Shaw, first up here in the Cubs' 8th inning. He is behind in the count 0-2, the big left-hander. Jared Koenig fires, and Shaw swings and misses, strike 3, 1 down.
Pretty good off-speed pitch there to Shaw. Little backdoor hook comes to the outside corner.
Brewers got single runs in the 3rd, 5th, and 6th, and then 4 in the top of this 8th inning. And they lead 7-0. Justin Turner pinch hitting. The veteran redhead hitting .219. 3 home runs, one of which was a game winner against Baltimore. And the first pitch, big chopper to third, charging, short hopping Durbin. The third baseman throws to first in time. And that's out number 2.
I got a little fastball inside. You put that big swing. Icy by the Ivy going towards left center to save 2 runs was a big play. That'll be our tough play of the game.
Christian Yelich has been taken out of the game. Brandon Lockridge is the new left fielder, replacing Yelich. Kyle Tucker has grounded out 3 times to the right side today. Twice to the first baseman, once to the second baseman. Left-hander against left-hander, the 3-0 from Koenig, and that's a strike.
Cubs stolen bases are powered by Turo Tire, Chicago's hometown tire. Find a dealer at aturo.com.
Here's a swing and a miss by Tucker. Tucker really does not look like the same hitter that he did in April, May, and June. And the 3-2 hit high in the air into shallow left. Coming in is Lockridge. He's got it to end the inning. Cubs do nothing. We go to the 9th inning. Brewers 7, Cubs nothing. This is the score in the Southwest Air.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Only at American Sale. Bring the fun home.
Getting set for the top of the 9th here at Wrigley Field. The 9th inning is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch. Pat?
Very well said, Jack. Zach? Or Jack? Warm weather does affect your memory. Sure glad it doesn't happen to me. Here's Andrew Vaughn leading it off against Gavin Hollowell in this 9th inning. Please stay tuned for Zach's postgame show. We will take a look at some of the other activity going on around the big leagues on this Monday. Quite a few teams are playing. A swing and a miss, strike 3, and Vaughn is out number 1. Hollowell gets the strikeout. 1 away, 9th inning, and the batter Blake Perkins.
Hollowell spins a little slider. Good pitch right on the outside corner for a strikeout.
Milwaukee saw their franchise record 14-game winning streak end yesterday. But they lead by 7 in the 9th inning in game 1 of the doubleheader. And the pitch to a pinch batter. This is Collins, Isaac Collins. And the next offering, ground ball to second base. Scooping it up is Castro, and he throws to first in time. And that's out number 2. Brewers 7, Cubs nothing. And here's Sal Frelick coming up. Let's see what else has happened on August the 18th. Here's one run. 1965. Henry Aaron batting in St. Louis against Curt Simmons, a crafty left-hander. And Henry hit a ball on the top of the pavilion at Old Sportsman's Park. But he is denied a home run because umpire Chris Pelakoutis called him out for being out of the batter's box. He stepped. Here's a drive into the right field corner. Base hit for Frelick. And chasing it down is Tucker. Frelick around second, holding with a double. I've read about this home run by Henry. Otherwise, he would have had 756. But Pelakoutis called him out. His front step was actually, he was so far up in the front of the box. Simmons threw a lot of changeups, and you can see this. So you want to get as far up in the front of the box as you can, so you get it before it does that last dive. And he homered on the pitch, and they took it away from him. I've never heard of that before.
No, that's one of those that falls into the ridiculous category.
You think an umpire should just let that go?
Well, I mean, you know, if you walk out in front of home plate and you just start moving the chalk line, how do you exactly know where it's at, right? I mean, you see guys doing that all the time. They're standing on the inside part of the plate. Yeah, you know, all he's got to do is have anything touching what's remotely close to that line. You know,
the thing that strikes me odd about that story is, here's a pitch in there for a strike to Danny Jansen. You're always concerned about the back of the box.
Yeah, right.
Because guys want to take as long as they can to look at a pitch coming in before they decide whether or not to swing. So you're backing away. Aaron did the opposite.
Yeah.
He moved closer to the pitcher to get to him before his pitch did its thing.
Yeah, or take that changeup away from him so you're getting it, you know, not necessarily for the movement, but the change of speed was so slow. You know, he was able to get out and hit it.
Danny Jansen swings and misses, strike 3. Hollowell gets a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's the Brewers 7 and the Cubs nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
So these is MLB Network talent stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lauren Shahadi card?
How about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
6'8" for details.
The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer everyone should have. It eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat to achieve perfection. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Bottom 9, 7-0 Milwaukee. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score. The Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Covering the Cubs and all of Chicago's team on the Spiegel and Holmes Show afternoons 2 to 6 on the Score, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Pat?
Seiya Suzuki will lead it off. Grant Anderson is the new right-handed pitcher for Milwaukee. Seiya has one of the Cubs' 2 hits today. He bounces one out to short. Ortiz will throw to first in time. Milwaukee overcame a 7-run deficit last Friday night in Cincinnati. They were down 8-1 before they rallied to win. Let's see if the Cubs can at least make a little noise in this 9th inning as Crow Armstrong steps in. Pete with a walk and a couple of flyouts to center. Swings and misses.
Pete's had some good at-bats. He's, he doesn't have a lot to show for it, but the one walk, but much better job of plate discipline today for Pete.
Swinging a foul out of play, Ron 0-2.
To me, that's the important part for Pete Armstrong. For him to, if he can kind of, get pitches going more towards the zone and get his eye a little better. He's a young guy, so you don't want to take away his aggressiveness. But if he can start recognizing, pitches, that's going to make him even that much better.
Crow Armstrong swings and misses, strike 3, and that's the second out in the inning. Well, we have to name a toast of the game ball player for the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, how about Owen Casey? He got his first big league hit today. He's only one of 2 hits the Cubs got all day today and made a very nice catch in left field. So today is his first big league start for the Cubs in Wrigley Field, and he will be our toast of the game ball player today.
Carson Kelly batting, 2 down, 9th inning. First pitch missing. Toast of the game presented by Benny's Beverage Depot, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. Carson Kelly waiting for the 1-0. Hits a high fly ball to shallow left. Coming in is Collins, and that's the end of game 1. Cubs get shut out on 2 hits as Milwaukee wins the opener of this doubleheader and 5-game series with a 7-0 win over the Cubs. And we'll be back with the totals in a moment on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs radio network.
Hey Cubs fans, it's Dansby Swanson. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs radio network.
Future You is using their rapid rewards for their next vacation. All thanks to Present You signing up with Southwest Airlines, where you earn points every time you fly. Because what's the point of points that Future You can't use? And since your rapid rewards points don't expire, you can save up for that big trip. Get ready to reward Future You with a future flight. Sign up for Rapid Rewards today and redeem your points on any seat, any day, anytime. Only at Southwest. All Rapid Rewards rules and regulations apply and can be found at southwest.com/RR terms.
James Hardie Building Products knows how important your home is. That's why they're rated the #1 brand of siding in North America. James Hardie is proud to sponsor the Cubs. James Hardie Building Products, siding with the Cubs.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside.
Cubs no runs on 2 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher, Freddie Peralta, 15-5. Cade Horton, the losing pitcher, 7-4. Owen Casey did have his first major league hit. There was no save. Time of the game, 2 hours and 38 minutes. In front of a big crowd at Wrigley, 38,971. Milwaukee wins the opener, 7-0. And Ron, a break of about 3 hours before the second game of our doubleheader. But a disappointing way to start for the Cubs here this afternoon.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, the game was going along pretty well. Both teams pitching it well and doing their job. And, you know, Cade Horton ends up leaving the game with a blister on his middle finger in that third inning, and that was unfortunate. And then things kind of unraveled for the Cubs. But, you know, even at the end of the day, it comes with 2 hits in the ballgame. You know, you've got to be able to do a little more than that. So, you know, when you're not swinging the bat, and it's been an issue for a while now for the Cubs. But, you know, hopefully here in Game 2, you get back on track and put some knocks on the board and get some hits with runners in scoring position and kind of turn this thing around.
Well, we'll try it again in a couple hours. I'll talk to you in a little while.
All right.
Game 2 of the doubleheader starts at 7:05. Zach's pregame show begins at 6:30. The pitching matchup, Chad Patrick has been named as the starter for Milwaukee. The Cubs have not yet announced their starting pitcher. But again, airtime 6:30 pregame show, first pitch at 7:05 tonight. Thanks to Zach Zaidman for all of his fine work. His postgame show is right around the corner. Thanks to Paul Zarang, our great engineer, for his typical terrific job. For former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, Pat Hughes.